Welcome to this comprehensive guide on VPC networks in Google Cloud Platform. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud, and it's the foundation of networking in GCP. In this video, we'll explore how Google Cloud Private Networking works, covering everything from basic concepts to best practices. Whether you're just starting with cloud computing or looking to strengthen your GCP networking skills, this tutorial will help you understand how to build secure, scalable network architectures in Google Cloud. A virtual private cloud, or VPC, is essentially a private isolated network within Google Cloud Platform. Think of it as your own personal section of Google's massive infrastructure, completely separated from other customers. It's a logically isolated space where you can deploy your cloud resources with complete control over your network configuration. One of the most powerful features of a GCP VPC is that it's a global resource, meaning a single VPC can span across all GCP regions around the world. This global nature makes it easy to build applications that operate across multiple geographic locations while maintaining a unified network structure. When creating a VPC in Google Cloud, you have two modes to choose from. The first is Auto Mode, which automatically creates one subnet in every region with predefined IP address ranges. This mode is great for quick setup and requires minimal configuration, making it ideal for testing or learning environments. The second option is Custom Mode, where you have full control over subnet creation and IP range assignment. Custom Mode is the recommended choice for production environments because it gives you the flexibility to design your network exactly how you need it, avoiding potential IP conflicts and allowing for better network organization. Subnets are the building blocks of your VPC network. Each subnet is a regional resource, meaning it exists in a single GCP region and has a specific IP address range assigned to it. You define subnet ranges using CIDR notation, such as 10.0.1.0/24. The beauty of GCP's architecture is that one VPC can contain multiple subnets across different regions, giving you tremendous flexibility in how you organize your resources. When you launch virtual machines in Google Cloud, they automatically receive IP addresses from their subnet's assigned range, allowing them to communicate with other resources in your network. Understanding IP addressing in VPC is crucial for network design. There are two types of IP addresses you'll work with. First, there's the internal IP address, which is a private address assigned from your subnet's range. This is used for communication within your VPC and with connected networks. Every VM instance gets an internal IP automatically. Second, there's the external IP address, which is a public address that enables internet connectivity. External IPs are optional and can be either ephemeral, meaning they change when you stop and start your instance, or static, which remain permanently assigned to your resource. Choosing the right IP addressing strategy is important for both security and connectivity. Firewall rules are your first line of defense in securing your VPC resources. They control both ingress traffic, which is incoming traffic, and egress traffic, which is outgoing traffic to and from your virtual machines. One important characteristic of GCP firewall rules is that they are stateful, meaning if you allow a connection in one direction, the return traffic is automatically permitted. By default, Google Cloud implements an implied deny all ingress rule and an allow all egress rule. This means all incoming traffic is blocked unless you explicitly allow it, while outgoing traffic is permitted by default. You can target firewall rules to specific instances using tags, service accounts, or apply them to all instances in the network. Every firewall rule consists of 6 key components that work together to control network traffic. First is direction, which specifies whether the rule applies to ingress or egress traffic. Second is priority, a number from 0 to 65,535, where lower numbers take precedence over higher ones. Third is action, which determines whether to allow or deny traffic that matches the rule. Fourth is target, which defines which instances the rule applies to. Fifth is source or destination, depending on the direction, which can be specified as IP ranges, tags, or service accounts. Finally, there's protocol and ports, where you specify the network protocol like TCP, UDP, or ICMP, along with specific port numbers for more granular control. Routes in VPC networks determine how traffic flows from one point to another. Google Cloud automatically creates system-generated routes for subnet communication and Internet gateway access, so you don't have to worry about basic connectivity. However, you can also define custom routes to create specific paths for traffic through designated next hops. The default route, with a destination of 0.0.0.0/0, directs traffic to the Internet gateway for external connectivity. When multiple routes exist for the same destination, the most specific route wins. If there's a tie, route priority values break the tie, ensuring predictable traffic flow throughout your network. GCP provides several powerful options for connecting VPC networks to other networks. VPC peering allows you to connect two VPC networks privately, even across different projects or organizations, enabling resource sharing without exposing traffic to the Internet. Cloud VPN creates secure ISEC tunnels between your VPC and on-premises networks, perfect for hybrid cloud architectures. For higher bandwidth and more reliable connections, Cloud Interconnect provides dedicated physical connections, offering private access to Google Cloud. Finally, Shared VPC lets you share a VPC network across multiple projects within the same organization, centralizing network administration while maintaining project isolation for resources. Let's wrap up with 5 essential best practices for working with VPC networks. First, always use custom mode VPC for production environments to maintain complete control over your network design. Second, plan your IP address ranges carefully to avoid conflicts, especially if you're connecting multiple networks or using VPN connections. Third, implement least privilege firewall rules, meaning only allow the minimum traffic necessary for your applications to function. Fourth, use network tags and service accounts for granular control over firewall rules, making your security policies more flexible and maintainable. Finally, enable VPC flow logs for network monitoring, which helps you analyze traffic patterns, troubleshoot connectivity issues, and detect potential security threats. Following these practices will help you build secure, scalable, and well-organized network architectures in Google Cloud Platform.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.